I'd like us to come into, I think this is probably best if I do this to the side. So I've done this with us in the weekly sessions, but not everybody's been doing those. So these are really important set of practices now based on NAVASANA. So I'm going to sit with my feet in front of me and separate and try to, it's very simple, that the setup's important though. So I'm going to move the buttock flesh back and try to sit as upright as possible. Okay. Sitting as tall as possible. I'm resting my forearms on the thighs there. Oh, sorry, on the shins. Now, if you don't feel very tall in the spine, what you can do is bring, so when I say tall, it's like you feel like you're collapsing into your lumbar. Bring some support underneath the sitting bones, and you'll naturally get a sense of lift. It's quite a difference, okay? So you can try that. And then I want you to drop, I'm going to drop my right shin down into the floor, the right heel towards the center of the body. And then I'm going to bring in the left shin and gently embrace. Boat pose or Navasana. So the thing that's really important here is to grow your spine, really lengthening the spine. So we're going to move now the forearms behind the left thigh and then gently float up the left shin so it comes about parallel to the floor, but keep the length. So I think it's really important. This little sequence also demonstrates very well what we're going to teach you. We're going to really emphasize a lot when you're out here in October is what's called Vinyasa-Krama. So it's step-by-step building up a pose, so Vinyasa-Krama. In this case, Krama means step and Vinyasa is like link. So we're linking various steps together to create a pose. So if you just go into the full pose straight away, it's much more difficult, whereas if you build it up, it makes the pose more accessible. So release this leg down. Okay, it's a little bit more laborious, but it's really useful teaching tools. So switch legs. So my left heel is into the left groin. I'm growing my spine. Another little detail which maybe you can't see, I'm moving my right foot out in line, out. So it's not in front of the belly, so my belly's got space. Not pressing into the thigh. I'm going to move. So then again, a pause there. Growing the spine. So what this can be quite demanding for the lower body. Okay, so the lower back, the hip area, the thigh. You'll see as we move towards the more classical pose, it gets more and more intense. So you can check your gaze is towards the horizon, so you're growing your spine, and then release down. Okay. Switch back again. My right knee down, right shin down, taking the arms around the back of the left thigh, floating up, growing the spine. So what we'll do now is we'll explore extending the arms parallel to the left shin. So you can take one arm out, taking the gaze towards the horizon, the other arm out, and then explore for a moment extending your left leg. That'll be going into half Navasana. So again, the tendency here is to collapse into the lumbar. If that's too intense on your lumbar, then support the back of the leg with one of your arms, left or right arm, and emphasize lengthening up. So it's really important to keep the length, okay, keeping the length. You can take the gaze slightly above the horizon, so you're really growing the spine, and release down. Okay. And we release the belly, well, release the chest towards the legs, and just hang into your legs. Let's try now. So I'm going to come off the brick So if we're going to do the full boat pose, it's going to be helpful probably to be on the floor. If it's getting stressful on your lower back, then don't go into the full pose. Okay, so bring the feet together now. Bring both forearms on the back of the thighs. And then growing your spine, and you're looking to just balance for a moment on your sitting bones. Okay, so we're not collapsing back. We'll try that a couple of times. So I'm embracing my thighs, balancing on, it's almost just like I'm trying to move towards the front edge of the sitting bones. So we're keeping a length in the body there. And then you can explore taking the shins parallel to the floor, inner legs working. Then you can explore taking the arms out. So now it's getting really strong. Try to stay towards the front edge of the sitting bones, and then maybe taking the legs straight. NAVASANA. See how we get on with that. If that's too strong, take a step back. You can grow, you want to be growing your spine, and then release the feet down. Once again, take your feet apart. Relax or rest into your thighs. Allow the head to release forward.